Hi, aloha everyone. Today we're going to do a lab on the periodic table of elements. We're going to investigate a handful of different elements and try to figure out their properties and classify them kind of like Mendeleev did many years ago. All right, so what I want you to do first is make sure your lab report and procedures are open and follow along with me. All right, so for the first part of this lab, I want you to answer this pre-lab question. Here I have listed all these different properties. I want you to use your textbook and your notes to categorize these properties based on which one of these groups that they fall into. Okay, so make sure that you are taking these and putting them, you can either drag and drop them or retype them into these boxes here. All right, then I want you to read this introduction. And for part one, you are going to watch videos on the reactivity of these different elements just because they can be kind of dangerous and I don't have all of them in the lab at the moment. So you're going to watch videos on them instead. So for magnesium and calcium, what you need to do is click here on the name of the element and then the video, you have to click the video and then it'll come up, right? And then record information that you observe about their appearance, their conductivity, which again, that's how, if they conduct electricity or not, right? Malleability, remember that physical property, it's like how malleable they are, like how much we can move them, right? And then their reaction in water. So the videos are showing you mainly the reaction in water. So for magnesium and calcium. And then for these metals here on the next 2 pages, they're all in the same video. This video right here, alkali metals and water. So click on that and then do the same thing for all of these elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and then francium, you're gonna make a prediction because they don't show you in that video. Okay, answer our questions. And then for part 2, this is the part that I'm gonna demonstrate. So if you weren't in class and you missed it, then I'm gonna show you this part. But real quick, I just want to go over the instructions. So the first thing you're going to do is observe the appearance. And you're going to be recording your data in this chart right here. All right, so here's our elements listed on the left-hand side, and then the different things that I want you to take notes on are up on the top column. So for instance, for copper, first, I put these numbers here just in case you get confused. First thing you're going to do is record copper's appearance. What does it look like, okay? And then follow the numbers here. So the instructions, you scroll back up, are right here. For number 2, we have this conductivity tester, okay? It is a battery and a little probe. And basically all you do is you touch it to something and if this little red light turns on, it'll tell you if that thing that you're touching it to conducts electricity, okay? So we're gonna learn more about this next quarter when we start learning about electricity, but what it's doing is it's sending an electrical current through this thing in the back of the battery. So you can touch these 2 probes to anything and then see if it conducts electricity. Pretty cool, yeah? So we're gonna do that for each of these elements. And then number 3, determine if they're malleable. Malleable just means, I'm gonna take a piece here of this magnesium. Remember, like, can I move it, right? This one is pretty movable. And even if I twist it, look, I broke it into 2 pieces pretty easily, not requiring very much strength at all. Okay, so that's the malleability. Then the reactivity, oops, typo there. Reactivity is, does it react with acid? HCl is hydrochloric acid. So we have H is the hydrogen and Cl is the chlorine, right? So together they make hydrochloric acid. We have a very, very dilute version of this. So it's not super dangerous or anything, but it will show you if there's a reaction with these different elements. And from there, you should be able to categorize them, whether they're metal, non-metal, metalloid, and so on, right? And then the last part is based on all of these observations. So read this. Determine if the element is a metal, non-metal, or metalloid. Use the pre-lab question you answered at the beginning of the lab and your observations to make an educated determination. All right, so remember from our pre-lab, when we went over this, right? You took these different properties and put them in their respective groups. Now you're going to go and look at your evidence that you collected here, and you're going to look at copper's appearance, conductivity, malleability, and reactivity with hydrochloric acid and be like, seems like a metalloid, right? I don't know if it is. That's for you to decide. Don't just write metalloid because I said that. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So for each one of these elements, and again, if you aren't in the lab, then you can watch the video of me doing it and you can write your observations down. And then for the very last part, you're basically just going to apply your findings, okay? Answer these questions. And then this first one says, take this periodic table of elements, which is blank and not colorful and very boring, and figure out which ones we tested, right? And then you are going to color in the periodic table based on what we found out about our different elements that we tested. Okay, so you know how periodic tables are normally very colorful because they're representing different groups. Well, I want you to do that. Okay, color each group right here, color each group, metals, nonmetals, and metalloids a different color. Make a key to signify which color represents each group. Okay, sound good? And then answer these questions, and then you're done with the lab. Okay, all right, moving on. So go ahead and do your pre-lab and then watch your videos. And then you'll have to pause this video while you're watching the other videos. And then you can come back to this one and see the lab demo. Okay, hope that makes sense. Reach out if you need any help with anything. All right, good luck. Talk to you later. Bye.